Hi there, I'm Amber with Kaleidoscope Yoga. Thank you so much for your interest in my video today. Hey, if you'd like to follow along when we do the classes live, just like my Kaleidoscope Yoga page on Facebook or follow me on Instagram at Amber Kleid Yoga for dates and times. In the meantime, grab yourself your mat, a couple of blocks, maybe a blanket and a towel, and perhaps a bolster or a thicker pillow to rest on in Savasana, and I will meet you on the mat. I have my diffuser blowing some clary sage to help with some relaxation. So I'd really love for us to find our mountain pose. So feet underneath our hip points, the little bony parts in the front of the hip. A little buoyancy in the knee, let your tailbone relax down. As you take a breath in, lifting up through the spine, letting the rib cage stay relaxed. We don't want to lift it here. We just want it in a neutral position. And then our shoulders, you can take a nice deep inhale and roll them up and just kind of settle them back in a nice neutral position too. So head over heart over our pelvis, and our pelvis kind of sitting over the ankles. You can close your eyes if you'd like. We're going to be here for a few moments. And I'd love for you to take your attention to your feet and notice the soles of the feet, and without doing anything, notice where your weight lies. For me, it's more in the outer edge of the foot. So I might press into my big toes just a little bit more. And if you're opposite, of course, you're going to press into your little toe and maybe the outer edge of the foot. And we want to be evenly kind of submitting our weight between our toes and our heels. So you can kind of take a gentle, very gentle, kind of sway back and forth. I'm talking like a ½ inch. It's all it takes to be able to notice the weight in the toes and then the heel. And then I would love for you to find a space somewhere in between where you feel even in the sole of the foot. And then check in the knees, making sure that you have no tension there. And also, if you tend to hyperextend, offer up a little bend in there. We want to be soft and comfortable. We're not locking any joints. Matter of fact, if somebody came and tried to push me over right now, I'd fall down like a big sack of potatoes. That's good. Just relax. Soften the belly so you can breathe. When you inhale, you want to be able to breathe into the belly. And so we begin at the crown of the head, taking your initial awareness to the space at the tip top of the head. And see if you can pinpoint, almost as if someone is taking their finger and giving a little press to the top of the head. And then let your awareness move down the forehead to the center of the eyes. And if your eyes are closed, kind of glance up to that space in between the eyes. And you can certainly do it if your eyes are open as well. But just glance toward that space in between the eyes, in between the eyebrows. And it might feel a little uncomfortable at first. Of course, we're not used to crossing our eyes like this all the time, so just take a couple of breaths here. And if it's too much, you can certainly relax it down. But while you're doing this, lift the eyebrows and find this space. And then soften the eyebrows down and see if you can find a little bit more relaxation in that space. Let the eyelids slowly soften a little bit more. If the eyes are closed, let them almost drift shut so your gaze comes to the floor. And you can still see shadows around you and maybe light as well, but we're not really focusing on any shapes. And then we're letting the cheekbones relax down. And then bringing a little smile to the lips. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, relax the smile and let the jaw soften. Maybe the lips are together and the teeth part gently. And then let's just take right ear to right shoulder. Letting your left arm kind of feel like dead weight. And then on an inhale, you're going to slowly draw your head back to center, and exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Let that right arm become heavy. And on an inhale, drawing the head back above the heart. And just exhale softly, letting any tension move to the floor. Maybe lengthen a little bit more through the spine, letting the collarbones widen just a touch more. And I'd like to offer up a chance for you during today's practice to really tap into your listening points, which are your belly, your heart, and your brain. And if at any point in our practice together tonight you'd like to rest, by all means, please take time for yourself. That's why we're here. And by that, I just mean you can move into child's pose. You can come back into our mountain pose if you'd like. And so let's begin a little breath exercise. And we're going to do a few cycles of breath with 4 counts inhaling and 4 counts exhaling. And we're going to do a few rounds of that, and then we're going to up the ante. And we're going to go to 8 on the inhale and 8 on the exhale. And you can experiment by parting the lips and letting the air come out. You can sigh it out if you'd like. You can let the gentle pressure of the belly button moving into the spine as you exhale kind of help with that follow through. So when you're ready, let's take a normal breath in. Let it go. And then starting at the base of the belly, begin to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for just a moment and release for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause and release for 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Make sure you get all that breath out, and let's begin our 8 count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Release for 8, 7, 6. Let that energy go all the way down to the earth for 3, 2, 1. Pulling that belly button in and pausing. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Filling up all the way past the diaphragm into the chest and pause. Release 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One final round. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause. Last time, let it out for 8, 7, 6, 5. Let that belly button pull into the spine. 2 and 1. Hold and release. Come back to your regular breath. Notice in the body if you felt any tension. Release it out. And I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to heart space, palms over heart, or an Anjali Mudra, whatever calls to you at this moment. And please set an intention for your class tonight. Maybe you've had a crazy day and you just really like to settle the mind and come into your own space. And to me, that's a pretty awesome goal. But it can be absolutely anything that you wish. And then when you're ready, release the hands down again. We're going to widen the stance just a little bit. So the feet are going to be on the outside of the hips. We're still going to have a little bit of buoyancy in our knees. And we're just going to find a gentle twist from side to side. And please let your knees bend. Just a gentle, gentle twist. Noticing anything that might feel tight, like the front of the hips or the back, maybe even the arms. And just give yourself a little recognition here. I see you, I feel you. So glad you're here tonight. Just a few more like this. And then start to slow it down. Good. So I'm going to ask that you come to the back of your mat. And so from here, we're just going to take a big breath in, and both hands are going to come up. Find a deep stretch in the front of the body here. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, hands come up. And exhale, hands down. So this time you're going to inhale and left hand is going to come up. And you're going to reach. And if you want, you can kind of bend into that left hip a little bit. I'll move over here so you can see a little bit better. Bend into that left hip as my hand disappears off screen. And then you're going to take an inhale and you're going to start to switch hands. So left hand comes down, right hand comes up, nice and slow. Oof. Inhale, stretch out this side, bending into that right knee. Exhale. On your next inhale, slowly switch hands. Good. Again, on the inhale, switch hands. And this time, left hand's going to come up. Straighten out the legs. And I'm going to go ahead and stay here facing the camera. Take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to swing the right hand down. And it's going to, or sorry, left hand down. It's going to rest on top of your right hand. So you're going to find this kind of little side stretch here. And you want to lengthen through the back as best as you can. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're just going to sweep the fingertips towards your ankle. And then let yourself forward fold. So in your forward fold, if you're feeling tight in the hammies or your low back is talking to you, remember you've always got the option of grabbing your blocks. Or you can support yourself by hands on thighs or shins. So just rest in your forward fold here for a moment. Find all the points of the feet. Taking a few deep breaths here, relaxing down the spine and down the back of the legs. One more deep breath here as you inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to start to bend your knees, and you're going to bring your knees all the way to the floor and come into your tabletop position. And anytime you want to pad your knees, you're more than welcome to. But here we are in our tabletop position. Let's do 3 cat-cows here. So big breath in, dropping the belly down, gaze forward, hips to the sky. And then exhale, rolling the tailbone gently, chin towards chest. Press into the palms of the hands, sending your elbow pits in between your pointer finger and your thumb. And then inhale, find your cow. And exhale, find your cat. One more time. Inhale, dropping the belly down. And exhale, rounding into cat. So we're gonna move and work the hip just a little bit, because we're gonna do a couple of downward dogs tonight. So we're gonna take our right leg and we're gonna stretch it out to the side. And we're gonna stay here in our tabletop. And then from here, we're gonna do 3 cat-cows. And if you have the flexibility, place the sole of your foot flat on the floor. If you don't and the arch of the foot is on the floor, that's totally fine. So breathing deeply in, and you might feel a little stretch through the inner part of the thigh here, dropping into cow, and then exhale into your cat. Inhale, dropping into your cow, and exhale, cat. One more, into cow, and exhale into your cat. Now as you're rounding your spine, release all the breath, hold here, And begin on your inhale to walk your hands back, rolling yourself up, fingers to the sky. Relax the shoulders down. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, right hand to the knee, left hand is going to stretch over. Good. Engage in the belly. Draw both hands back up. Exhale, fold them down. Bring that left leg back in. We're going to turn our toes under, and we're going to roll ourselves back into forward fold. Take a nice deep inhale, letting your weight fall into the heels just a little, engaging the legs, especially the back of the thighs, the glutes. Engage the belly, protecting that low back. Big breath in, fingertips to the sky. And exhale, hands down. Relax your tailbone too. Let's do that again. Big inhale up. And exhale, relax the hands down. Inhale, hands to the sky. This time, exhale, left hand down towards your thigh. Find this nice deep stretch here, really anchoring down through the soles of the feet, lifting through the fingertips. When you're ready, stretch a little bit more on the inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to swoop that right hand down to meet the left. And again, lengthen through the spine as best as you can. Legs are pointing forward, so we're kind of aiming for a little side stretch here, maybe the right low back. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to float the hands down the leg towards your ankle. And then forward, forward fold. Rest here for a couple of breaths. Take a nice deep inhale and maybe find a little bit more of a flat back here. And then as you exhale, your knees are going to come to the ground, and we're going to find our tabletop position. Hands under shoulders. Let's do 3 cat-cows. Big inhale, belly down, gaze and hips to the ceiling. And then exhale, chin towards chest. Tailbone rolls down, press through the palms of the hands, send the power up into your shoulders. And then inhale, find your cow. And exhale, round. And remember, you never have to do any position 100%. If 50% feels good, or if even 20% feels awesome, do that. Find your cow. Last time, we find our cat. Come into your neutral position, neutral tabletop, and then let your left leg come out to the side. And then when you're ready, 3 more cat-cows, and I'm just going to let you go ahead and do it with your pace of breath. And then when you're done, you're just going to come into a neutral position. And then on your inhale, you're going to walk your hands back, bringing your fingertips all the way up. Exhale, left hand towards thigh, right hand reaches up. Relax that shoulder down. Engage gently into the belly. You can relax your tailbone down. If you feel like you're kind of dropping your belly down, you might get a decent stretch in through the thigh, but we don't want to do that here. We want to be nice and supportive of our joints. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, find a deeper stretch as far as you want to go to your left. And then bring that left hand up to meet the right. And float the hands back down, drawing that left knee in. And then you're going to go ahead and take a child's pose. So if you have a bolster or a blanket, you know, it might feel nice to rest your head on. Big toes in, knees apart. Take 3 more nice deep breaths here, checking in to the back of the rib cage, seeing if you can get your shoulder blades to spread out a little bit. And then when you're ready, bring those hands forward and stretch yourself into tabletop. And I'm going to spread out my blanket here for my knees, just because we're going to be on our knees for a few moments in a little bit. So turn the toes under, start to rock yourself back. We're going to come back into our forward fold. But while you're doing this, check in with your feet. Mine are feeling pretty stiff, so this feels really good. And I'm going to take it nice and slow as I roll back. And then let myself forward fold. Standing up with the legs, letting the front of my body relax forward. Take an inhale, find your flat back. Supported with the floor, your calves or your thighs. And exhale down. Let's inhale all the way up, sending that energy down. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, relax down into forward fold. Bend into the knees and start to walk your hands forward into your downward facing dog. Fingertips spread wide. Remember, the arms are straight, elbow pits rotated towards the center of the thumb and the pointer finger. Lifting up through the hips, your shoulders have an external rotation. And relax them. You're not trying to hug the neck and the shoulders together. You want them relaxed. Go ahead and walk your dog for a moment. I'm not going to stay here walking the dog too long because we are going to be in down dog doing a few moves here. And if this ever feels stressful, you can come down to your forearms, more of a dolphin shape. So come to pause the legs. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to lift through the hips, lift the heels up, and we're going to start to roll forward into plank. So exhale. Here you can drop to your knees, and I'm going to do this one first. Drop to your knees and come all the way down to baby cobra. And then inhale, drawing yourself back up. Find your tabletop and exhale into child's pose. Inhale into sort of tabletop. We're going to come right back into our downward facing dog. So lifting up the hips, powering up through the palms of the hands, pressing fingertips into the mat. Take a big inhale, and as if you're rolling forward. And then exhale. I'm going to come into upward facing dog this time. You can go into baby cobra if you'd like. And then inhale, draw yourself back up. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Exhale. One more time, inhale, rounding forward, finding your plank position, and either drop the knees down or come into your up dog. Exhale. Inhale, put the knees on the ground, and then exhale into child's pose. Rotate your wrists a little bit. Relax the forehead down. Take one more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, draw yourself up. And if you have a blanket, center your knees on top of it. And we're going to take our right foot forward first. So if you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can draw that back knee towards the back of the mat a little farther. We want to keep our front knee above our front ankle. And we want to keep our hips even. Your front knee is going to be tracking towards your second and third toe. And so we just come into this nice low lunge, or in Yin they call this dragon. And when you hold it for 3 minutes, you'll know why. We're not going to be doing that tonight though. But we are going to be holding it for a few breaths. So just settle in, maybe pressing into the top of the back foot to help with balance a little bit more. And you can pull your thighs kind of towards your midline, like as if you're pulling your back knee towards your front heel and front heel towards your back knee, just to keep those legs activated. Good. So we're going to add some arms. We're going to do eagle arms. So we're going to take our left elbow and we're going to put it on top of our right arm, so they kind of, the elbows kiss at the center, and then palms can face one another. And we're going to take a nice deep inhale here, and you're going to exhale and twist to your right. Good. Engage the belly. Inhale forward, and we're going to do humble warrior. Exhale, dropping the arms on the inside of the leg. Woo. Inhale, draw it back up. Exhale into your twist. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands. Let them come to the mat and drop your hip back, finding a little runner stretch here. Point and flex the toe. You can rock the hips forward and back a little. And then bring both hands on the inside of the leg and swing your right leg behind you. And we're just going to switch it up. So left leg's going to come forward. And your hip flexors on this side here might feel a little bit differently. They might not like a deep stretch. Mine does not like a deep stretch in this shape. So I'm going to do more of a 90-degree angle, but you're welcome to take this knee and drop it back a little bit to get a deeper stretch. Front knee above your ankle, tracking towards your second and third toe. And again, drawing the thighs kind of inward towards each other in the midline. And then just rest here for a moment. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And you can check in on the body and just kind of see what's talking to you right now. Does this shape feel does it feel difficult? Does it feel easy? You should feel pretty engaged. in the legs. And then notice if there's anything else that's giving you a little bit of chatter. Always without judgment. And then we're going to come into our eagle arm. So this time, right arm is going to come above the left, turning palms inward towards one another. Taking a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, twist to your left. Engage the belly, drawing an inhale. Come back to center. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, relax the arms and drop into that runner's lunge. Point and flex the toes. Be weird if we only had one giant toe in the end of our foot, wouldn't it? Good. Bring both hands on the inside of that leg. We're going to swing the left leg behind us. And we're going to come into cattail. So we're going to rest on our side. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it. I'm going to do it so I'm not facing you at first. Actually, I'm going to leave this down for my hip. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my back leg. So I'm going to rest on my right side. And you rest on whatever side you can see me on. And I'm just going to bring my, my right arm out so I can either rest my head in the palm of my hand or I can rest my head down. Now, if you have a bolster or a pillow, you can draw it up towards your thighs. And you're going to take your upper leg and you're going to draw it straight out from your hip. And then you're going to reach back and you're going to grab that bottom foot. Now, here's where that strap comes in. If you cannot reach your foot, go ahead and wrap a strap around it. Even if you're, a foot apart from, your hand and your heel, it's okay. You're still going to get a little stretch in your quad. So do your best to make yourself comfortable. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes. So we're just going to breathe softly. We're going to find that ease in our effort. I'm going to put a block under my head. Just find your breath. Big inhale in. Big exhales out. Softening into the stretch, and if your quad is really talking to you, as long as you're not in any pain, just breathe into that space. Give it a few more minutes to relax. Take a few more deep breaths here. Go ahead and release that lower leg. And we're going to kind of shift our shoulder that we're resting on more to that side. And we're going to open up into a twist. So you're going to kind of walk your bottom shoulder in the direction of your outstretched leg. Take 2 more breaths here. Softening into the twist, relaxing the shoulders down, releasing any tension in the legs. And then slowly you're going to start to take the upper leg and you're going to draw the sole of the foot to the floor so you can bring your body back into the center of your mat. And let's go ahead and hug our knees in for a breath or two. Find a gentle rock from side to side. And then you're going to roll on to your opposite side and to get yourself set up for cattail once again. So you're going to rest your hips down. I just found out I like to use a block under my head. It feels pretty good. And I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to switch it on over. So I have some support underneath my upper leg. As I reach it forward, and then I'm going to reach back and grab that back foot. This side might feel a little different. If you didn't use a strap on the other one, you may need to use one on this side. But be gentle with yourself. Don't torque anything that, don't make any moves that doesn't feel good. See if you can soften through your shoulder, your upper shoulder. Soften the belly. Take a few more deep breaths. Release that lower foot and then walk your shoulder that's on the ground over towards the leg that's spread out in front of you, and then open up into a twist. Relax in the shoulders, soften in the belly. Take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly start to draw the upper leg down towards the floor, bringing the sole of the foot down so you can Bring your hips back to the center of the mat. Hug in your knees. And then you are going to rock into a seated position. One more little thing before we move into our Savasana for the evening. Very simple. We're just going to move into a little forward fold. Now, if you do have pillows or blankets or anything that you can tuck under your knees, I think that might be a nice little idea to do. And so I do want your knees to be bent. And you can lengthen through the spine, taking a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, draw the belly down, keeping the chest up for now. Maybe reaching towards the toes, and then once you get down as far as you can go, and you may not have your chest at your knees, that's totally okay. Relax the forehead down. And we're just kind of trying to release a little bit through the back here. Nothing major. Taking a couple of deep breaths, finding that space in the back of the ribs where you can push your shoulder blades gently to the side. Slowly start to rock your head from side to side. And then engaging in the belly, softly roll yourself up. And so if you've already got your bolster underneath your knees, you don't really have to move it if you don't want to. But we're going to go ahead and rest ourselves back into our Shavasana. And I'm actually going to use my blanket to cover up. I'm a little chilly tonight, at least my feet. So you can too. Make yourself as comfortable as you can, relaxing back. Of course, you know the bolster underneath the knees can help release any tension you may feel in the low back. And I just invite you, once you get rested onto your back, to place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And again, tune into those listening points. The belly, the heart, and your brain. Now, if your brain is just having way too much fun right now, you can always come to your breath, where we have our hands rested on the body. You can take a nice deep inhale, feeling the gentle pressure of the breath on the body as it lifts the belly and the rib cage. And accept the softness that comes with the exhale, relaxing the spine into the mat. Do that a few more times. Sinking even further with each exhale. Relaxing that space between the eyebrows. Softening and relaxing the shoulders. Perhaps drawing your thoughts back to your intention at the beginning of class. And just allowing yourself to be in this moment, in this breath, in this little space and time. And begin to deepen your breath. Invite in a little movement to the fingers and the toes. You can also rock the head gently from side to side if that calls to you. And then if you'd like, you can roll to one side. And then slowly make your way up into a seat. Come here. Let's draw our hands to heart space. In gratitude of our time together and our opportunity to practice tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And remember, this is your time. Thank you so much. Namaste. Namaste, Phife. And remember, this is a donation-based class. You can pay it forward as much as you can, if you can. If not, no worries. My little donation links are on the side next to the video. Take good care, guys. Thank you.